Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Andy. It's Monday, July 22nd. All right, we're going to talk some New York sports real quick. All right, so the New York Yankees, they lost yesterday. Um, they just not have been playing good baseball as of late. If you're a Yankee fan, you're probably panicking. But I'm just here to say that don't panic too much. I believe this is just the normal mid-season swoon here that they're going through. I mean, that's as hot as they started off. That was not going to continue for the whole entire season. The only thing I would be concerned about is the health of your big players, particularly Aaron Judge, only because he's gotten hurt like the last few years and missed a lot of games. So that would scare me. Aaron Judge, Soto, if they ever went to go, ever went down. All right, but if they remain healthy and you got Stanton coming back off his injury, once he gets back in the swing of things, I think everything else surrounding them, those three players, will correct itself. Volpe was very hot at the beginning. Verdugo was playing very well. Gleyber Torres was playing okay earlier in the year, and now the law of averages. They're kind of playing and not playing as well right now. But I can't imagine them playing this bad for the rest of the season. I believe that their play will improve. Their hitting will improve eventually, and the Yankees are going to get enough wins that they need to make the playoffs. I mean, they got off to such a good start, and if you look at the other teams that got off to good starts, they're also scuffling a little bit. I mean, the Phillies, they're not playing as well. They're playing them, up and down baseball as of late. The Dodgers have been playing a little bit up and down baseball as well. Baltimore Orioles are starting to scuffle a little bit. The Cleveland Guardians got off to a real hot start, and they're not playing as well. So a lot of teams that started off hot is starting to see some losses, right? But those teams that started off hot put themselves in a good position, and the Yankees are still in a good position to go to the playoffs and make a playoff run. I know there's some things that you like that fans see from the Yankees right now that makes it look like they're not going to be successful in the playoffs. I don't think anybody can predict what's going to happen in the playoffs at all. I just think the goal, not only in the sport of baseball, this goes for football and even basketball is becoming a little bit more random once you get into the playoffs. But the goal is to get in. Once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. And the Yankees, as long as you got Aaron Judge, Soto, and Giancarlo Stanton, that's a formidable three horsemen that pitchers is not gonna want to go up. It's gonna be tough for pitchers to go up against. All right, and then of course you're gonna need the role players surrounding them to pick up their level of play, and that's just something that you hope they do once the playoffs come. All right, but I wouldn't be worried about them missing the playoffs. I mean, the Yankees are going to try to do something at the trade deadline, I bet. All the teams that I mentioned are going to try to make a move to improve their roster. I don't know how much the Yankees can do. They don't really have that much roster flexibility. They have aging players, so I mean, I don't know. They might not be able to do too much, but at least if they got Rizzo back, I think Rizzo would actually help. To be quite honest with you, I think he can play. Put his bat on the ball, especially when it comes to like the in September baseball, October baseball. All right. The New York Mets took a L yesterday. I mean, no surprise. Miami Marlins just give the Mets a headache. It doesn't matter. Mets could be good, Mets could be bad. They can't beat Miami for whatever reason. Always struggle against that team, so I'm not surprised. The Mets just gotta try to continue to play good baseball. I don't know if they can. I don't know what's the true Mets still, even after all this time. I don't know who the real Mets are. Lindor is playing amazing baseball the last month or two. Can he sustain that? Nimmo's been playing good. Can he sustain that? I'm not too sure. I think if the Mets is gonna want to make a push to make the playoffs, they're gonna need I think they're gonna need more from Pete Alonso. To be quite honest with you, Alonso's been playing decent baseball. The power is there, but I think he's gonna have to even go even on a more like a big home run streak. Alonso's gonna have to step it up a little bit. Their catcher, the young catcher, if he can pick it up a little bit too, that would help. And then their bullpen, which is just we know about their bullpen, is a disaster. That's something that I believe the Mets is gonna upgrade before the trade deadline. All right. Nothing else really going on in New York sports, outside of that. The Giants and Jets, we'll get into that on another day. I definitely want to go into the NFL futures. Who's going to win what division, the favorites to win each division. I would like to get into that. All right. Just on a politics front, real quick though. Um, Biden dropping out of the race. He threw his endorsement behind Kamala Harris. I thought my opinion is that the only person that could beat Trump is Biden. Why? Because he's done it before. Now I know the Biden you've seen in the last, you know, months and within the last year, it doesn't look like the same Biden that ran against Trump in 2020. But he still had that hanging over Trump that he beat him. Plus, he's the president now, so he has that power of the the bully pulpit. So I thought he was the best one to beat Trump. Now after the debate, I mean, if you looked at the odds of who was going to win, I mean, Trump became he became a little bit of a favorite. He was slightly favored over Biden off of that debate performance, and I know that worried a lot of Biden supporters and anybody who doesn't want to see Trump back in the office. So they call for Biden. I mean, I think the drumbeat got so loud that Biden had to drop out. I mean, they just didn't see a path forward. They didn't, with him winning. I mean, I disagree with that. I thought he could have won. I think, the political season is it's so long. I know November's right around the corner, but it's still a lot of time left. I think he could have righted the ship, but he decided to, do a selfless act there and just, bow out. Now we're going to talk about who the presumptive nominee is probably going to be Kamala Harris. I mean, there's not enough time for the Democratic Party to throw their support behind somebody else. So they're not going to just hand it to her. I mean, I don't think that's going to look good in the public eye, really. So they're going to maybe have a challenger for her before the convention, and so that she can actually look like she earned the president, earn the right to be the presidential candidate. So I think she can hold her own against Trump. My only problem is that if you just go look at history, I mean, a woman versus Trump has beaten every woman. All right, whether it was in his own party or we're talking about Hillary Clinton. Now, it's a big difference. It's a different environment, different campaign candidate. Kamala Harris is not Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton came with a lot of baggage. Just the Clinton name itself, she had a real, I mean, a long life in politics. Something that Trump could really, really like bash her for. I mean, that whole crooked Hillary thing stuck, right? And also Trump didn't have a record when he was running against Hillary. He was a fresh face in politics, so there was nothing to go against him with. He just sounded crazy, but he had no real record. So it's different now. Kamala Harris does not have that same, I guess, baggage that Clinton has. She might have a little, and we'll see. They're gonna try to dig some up, but she might have a little, but it's nothing compared to what Hillary Clinton had. I don't know. I still don't know if the United States is ready to elect a woman, but 2016 and 2024 is that's an 8-year difference. You're not gonna see dramatic change in 8 years, but you could see significant change, enough change where the people who couldn't vote for Hillary because she was a woman might be more prepared to today. So, and then you got Trump, who has a record now. You actually saw his policies. You actually saw him in action. You actually saw what he did. So you can actually run against his policies, and he's not such a fresh face anymore. All right, so those things change the landscape for Trump running against another woman. Oh, and plus let's just add the other fact that Kamala Harris is brown colored, so being that she can relate more to the minorities, probably more so than Hillary, that might work in her favor too. I don't know if she's going to be able to mobilize Hispanics and blacks the way Obama did, but she might have the chance to, especially if Obama throws his power behind Kamala Harris, assuming she is the nominee. If he throws his power behind her, which I assume he will, then it might work for her. So it might be, it's gonna be. I feel like it's a toss up. I still feel like I lean Trump. You know what I mean? Just because of the history, but I think Kamala Harris has a shot. Plus, she's gonna have the, all the power of the presidency, behind her. So, it's a toss-up. but we'll see. It's a long way from there. All right, and then that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Next time I check in, we're gonna talk a little bit more football. All right, I can't wait for football season. I got my fantasy season coming up soon, so we can even dip into some little fantasy. All right, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.